The Nikon D90 is a new breed of digital SLR that can shoot both high-quality 12-megapixel still images and 720p high-def video footage. Here you will learn how to treat it right. When you borrow the camera, there are several removable parts to be aware of. First and most obvious, we have the lens cap, which protects the lens when you aren't shooting. Also up front, we have the lens hood, which can be removed or reversed for storage. It helps shield unwanted light from entering the camera during your shot. The camera's lithium-ion battery, located behind a door on the bottom of the camera, can be removed and charged using the supplied charger. Depending on how you shoot, a full charge may last from hundreds to thousands of shots. The lens itself is also removable. By pressing this button here and twisting the lens, you can remove it. You would only do this if you had another Nikon lens and wanted to switch them. Please do not remove the lens in any conditions that might introduce dust or dirt to the camera. Even a small speck of dust that settles on the sensor will ruin every photo. Unless you are an advanced photographer with experience here, we greatly prefer you to just leave the lens mounted on the body. The SD memory card is located behind a door on the side of the camera, accessible by sliding the door a little and letting it open. If you are going to be using an external memory card reader, you can remove this to access your photo files. You can also simply plug the supplied USB cable in to the USB port located behind this rubber door. To power up the camera, you simply rotate this on-off wheel here. It surrounds the shutter button and should be right above your index finger when you hold the camera. Opposite the power switch on the left side of the camera is this wheel to change shooting modes. When set to the green auto or easy mode, the camera automatically chooses the exposure settings that it thinks will give your photo the best look. This is a good option for anyone who isn't well acquainted with digital SLR cameras, or just wants a quick and easy solution. It will usually do a decent job, but doesn't give the photographer control over the settings. Next to auto on the wheel are the letters MAS and P. The M is for manual mode and allows you to control aperture and shutter speed yourself. Using the built-in light meter, you can adjust a balance of these settings that are ideal for your situation. A is for aperture priority mode. In this setting, you choose the aperture setting, and the camera picks the correct shutter speed to balance it. This is preferred when you want a specific aperture setting to specify a depth of field or in a situation such as low light where a large aperture is required. S is for shutter priority. It's exactly the opposite. It allows you to adjust the shutter speed while the camera chooses the aperture setting. If you know you want a particular shutter speed, either high speed or slow, you can specify it, with the camera choosing the appropriate aperture. Finally, the P is for program mode. This is sort of like an auto mode, but it doesn't try to make all the decisions for you. For example, in program mode, the flash won't automatically pop up, but in auto or easy mode, the camera will start using the flash when it decides it's getting too dark. Depending on your scene, you may or may not want the flash. Program mode is a good progression from auto mode, on your way to learning to manually control the camera. With shutter speed and aperture being the main two exposure controls, ISO is the third and often overlooked exposure control. When the screen on the camera is not on, you can view and adjust the ISO setting by presetting the ISO button and spinning the thumb wheel on the back of the camera. A lower ISO, like 200, is preferred for bright light and when the sharpest and cleanest image is desired. By moving the ISO up, the camera can shoot in lower light or with a faster shutter speed, but at the expense of image quality. The highest setting of 3200 will allow a photo to be taken without a flash in a relatively dark room, for example, but the image will look grainy and have a considerable amount of digital noise. Learning to balance aperture, shutter speed, and ISO is a process that photographers will become more comfortable with over time. Having a good grasp on this will help you produce the best possible images. Once you have taken your photos, you can review them by pressing the button with the play symbol on the left side of this screen. You can move between images by rocking left or right on this rocker pad. By pressing up or down, you can view additional exposure information, including highlights view. The highlights are areas of the image that are blown out. It's common to see a little blinking on objects that are reflective or bright. If important parts of the image are blinking in highlights view, you may want to reshoot the image with a smaller aperture or faster shutter speed. The last thing I'm going to talk to you about is the actual image file settings. The new generation of cameras gives you the ability to choose between shooting in JPEG and RAW. RAW refers to the raw sensor data right from the camera and gives you a better quality image, allowing much more flexibility and versatility when editing. Though this setting is generally the ideal, if you aren't planning on editing the photos, you can save space and just use JPEGs. If you're interested in learning more about Camera Raw, look for our video tutorial on using Adobe Camera Raw. If you are interested in taking a workshop to learn how to shoot better images with your digital SLR camera, check to see what upcoming workshops are available through the MPC.